There was a little confusion at the end of his reporting where he missed reporting, but after speaking to Mr. Bice, he believed that since the court had told him to complete MEG, once he finished that, he was finished with probation.
Okay.
So he's in here today just so we can probation terminated.
All right. Well, congratulations. Probation is terminated, sir.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
John Schultz. Mr. Schultz, good afternoon. This is 19 TRC 04794. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Schultz has complied with the terms of probation. He has a zero balance. There were some other things that Mr. Schultz was going through. He's continuing assistance on that, and I do have verification that that is continuing. So we're asking that probation be terminated.
All right, Mr. Schultz, probation is terminated. Good luck going forward. Take care. John Moore. Mr. Moore, 7 TRC 01307. How are you, sir? Excellent. Miss Ivory?
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, Mr. Moore was before Judge Walker. He stopped reporting. They violated him for not reporting in December 2007, January, and February 2008. I had the chance to speak with Mr. Moore. He indicated that there was some issues there that he had. He's been good since then, he states. He has a balance of $842.40. It's my understanding he paid $200 today, and he's asking that the case be balance be put on a payment plan. And so we're asking that was the court's decision, but this is a 2007 case.
All right.
At that time, it appears that only Judge Walker was asking for 8 meetings, and that was it.
Okay. So, Mr. Moore, I'm going to go ahead and close probation. We will allow you to take care of your financial obligations through a payment plan. So you don't have to worry about reporting and all that stuff. The case is very old. Just good luck going forward, okay? You know what? Just through the clerk's office, there's a written form you can fill out. That way we know that you're paying overtime, and that way your license won't get affected. If you posted, you said you made a payment?
$200.
So we should get his release. Did you get a release? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put here that you can get a release of any blocks on your license, but make sure you keep up with your payment plans, because if you don't, the block will go back on. All right.
So you'll need to go back to the clerk's office.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Yep. And they'll call you. They'll call you up, and if they don't, once they're available, walk up and they'll take care of you. Michael Hubbard. 07 CRB 00736. Mr. Hubbard, good afternoon. Ms. Ivory?
Yes, Mr. Hubbard, this again, Your Honor, is a 2007 case. He did put up a bond of $500. I had a chance to speak to Mr. Hubbard. He had some issues that he had to deal with that kind of took him away during this time, and that's why he states that he stopped reporting to probation. We're asking that the balance that he owes be taken out of the bond, the balance be returned to him, and his case be terminated, probation be terminated.
Mr. Hubbard, that's what we're going to do. The bond will take care of that small balance you have. The remaining will be going back to you, and probation is terminated. Good luck going forward, sir. Yep, you go to the clerks, and they'll tell you how it happens. And I don't know if it's immediate or if it's a check or something, but they'll give you all the details. All right, you take care, sir. Yep, right outside. And once they get your file, they'll call your name, so be a little patient. All right. Rico Davis. Mr. Davis is 06 TRC 00107. Sorry?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Davis, again, it's one matter that appeared before Judge Walker. He had a balance of $288.80. And Mr. Moore, Mr. Davis, I'm sorry, did you make a payment today?
No, just do that payment.
He just has a bond.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. So your bond should cover, as far as I know, Mr. Davis, what he owes. So we're asking that probation be terminated, Your Honor, if there's any blocks or anything that he'd be allowed to get his license. And he also has some other issues that we talked about as to why he was no longer able to report to probation.
Okay. So, Mr. Davis, same thing situation here. It's an older case. You posted a bond to take care of your balance. Ms. Ivory supports us closing your file at this point, so that's what I'm going to do. The file will be closed. No more probation. Just take care of the balance, and it looks like you should be getting some money back.
Thank you.
All right, you take care, sir.
You're welcome.
Too fast, please. Mhm. Leslie Glover, 14 CRB 00938. Ms. Ivory?
Yes, Your Honor, before you is Leslie Glover. Ms. Glover and I had the opportunity to speak prior to court. She was in the court before you in October 2015, was ordered to complete 12 of the first sessions. She failed to do that. And I told her that I was going to be looking to extend probation, giving her a court date of August 26th so that she can complete those 12 finished first sessions. She's prepared to start working on those sessions over Zoom. I told her, though, however, you were going to be soon starting back in person, and Zoom may not be available, but she is ready to start that on Monday. And she wanted to address to you what else is going on in her life. Once we start reporting in person with unfinished first, why it may be difficult for her to continue with the session.
Okay.
And I told her I'll let her explain that.
All right, Ms. Glover?
Hey again. So my situation is that back in 2015, 14, 15, whatever the case may be, when I got myself into this mess, I wasn't doing my life where I am now. I'm an essential worker full-time at UH down the street. And I also go to nursing school at NCI from 8 to 2. Then I go to school from 2:30 p.m. to 11 at night. And that's just my life. So I don't have a problem doing the Zoom meetings, which are about at like 5:30. I go to school I go to break on lunch at about 6 p.m. I don't know if I could take a lunch early and try to get the Zoom meetings done, or when it becomes in person, but the time is gonna be a conflict of interest for me. But however, I paid everything off I came, honestly.
And she does have a zero balance, Your Honor.
All right. So this is a 2014 case. So, and what's the reporting status? How is she report with you?
She stopped reporting.
Well, I mean, what's your requirement? What are going to be your expectations in that regard with her
I'm
schedule?
going to extend probation and to give her a chance to do those 12 finished first passes, but she does have to report. Right now, we're still reporting by Zoom.
Okay, so you're gonna still do
And
that.
if she gets started on it, by the time we get ready back in person, she should be pretty much finished.
Yeah, so this is what we can actually do. The reason I asked about the reporting is because I was trying to figure out how often you're in communication with Miss Ivory, because I've changed the format. I've adjusted it a little bit. It's not only Zoom. In fact, it's not really even Zoom right now. What it is I do the workshops in advance and I put them on my YouTube page, right? And you watch the workshop, you answer the questions, and you turn them in. Okay, you understand that so far? So you have 12 to do.
Yep.
I have probably 50 workshops up there, right? You can go. I'm between you and I'm not extending this to everybody, just based on what you said about her coming in. You can go and do 12 by next week. You watch 2 a day. You know what I'm saying? And you do the work. You write it out, and you send that on the email to Miss Ivory and to my assistant, and then you will be done with that requirement. So you don't even need necessarily until June or July to do it. It's just depending upon, and because it's on YouTube, technically it could be done over a lunch break or something like that. Because my only thing is the way I know that you're there in class is by the questions that I ask. Like the questions that I ask, you wouldn't be able to answer them unless you watch the video. Some of the videos are 20 minutes, some are 30 minutes. You might even have a 15-minute video up there. So it's not hard to complete these classes at this point. So yes, you could technically do it all so that you won't even have to come in here by June. Instead, by June, you'll come to court for us to terminate probation. That's where we should be. So it's all up to you. So what I'll do is I'll give you the information that has how you get to the page, and just in case. And then keep in mind, the main thing is just doing the work and turning it in. There's an email on the bottom from my assistant, but I also just added that you also email a copy to Miss Ivy, so there's no, mistake of I didn't get it, they didn't get it. We had 2 people getting the emails, and save your own sent receipt. That way you can come in, show that you've done those 12 sessions, and we could be done as soon as you're ready to be done. All right? Okay, good luck. William Crawford. Okay, I believe this is Mr. Crawford. Okay, these 2 cases, man. Okay. 06 CRB 00005, 07 CRB 00675. The other one is 05, and then we have some new cases. Let's see, with your new cases, we're continuing. You're trying to get your license?
Yes.
So to be specific, the cases that are being continued is 20 TRD 01294, 19 TRD 00423, and 21 TRD 00931. Those are going to be continued to July 21st at 1 o'clock. Now, Ms. Ivy, on these old cases, how are we handling Mr. Crawford?
Yes, Your Honor. On the 2006 case and the 2007 cases that he has. Mr. Crawford, again, this is from Judge Walker's docket. They showed that they violated him because he stopped reporting to probation and he was supposed to do community service. Mr. Crawford had a balance of $743.60. Today, he paid $300 towards that balance on those cases, and he was set up on a payment plan. Because Mr. Crawford has so much, there was concern about his EC charges, but because he has so much going on downtown that I put in the recommendation sheet for the court, we're asking that probation be terminated.
All right. All right, so Ms. Crawford, I am going to go ahead and terminate probation and allow you to go for a payment plan in regard to everything else you owe us. And I'll see you back on July 21st. All right? Take care, sir. Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, I took a look at that. Joshua Clancy. Mr. Clancy, 18 CRB 00403. And we have 20 TRD 02144. The 20 TRD, the speeding charge is being dismissed at cost only. Is that your understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
How much would it cost possibly?
I'm not sure exactly what the court costs are. I think they start at $92. But you're not going to get, for your speeding, you're not going to get a $200 fine, and you're not going to get points because it was dismissed. And then we have 20 TRD 02392, driving under suspension. That is normally a $500 fine, but it's being amended, so it's reduced so that you don't have to pay the high fine. You don't get suspended. And that is failing to display. And with that, the city is going to dismiss the second charge, which was failing to yield the right-of-way to a public safety vehicle. How do you plead to that charge?
Not
So you want to plead not guilty to? All right, because that's basically not disputing that your license were not invalid at the time. They were not valid. All right. So as opposed to a $500 fine, I'm cutting it to $250. So that's the one with the fine plus cost. You're going to come back with your insurance, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put here 72 hours. That way the BMV doesn't suspend you. And then our last case was your probation case, 18 CRB 00403. And I believe Ms. Ivory is going to indicate that you haven't done what you were supposed to do.
Your Honor, he has now. He has completed finish first. his case was being continued, before they continued this case, to give him a chance to finish paying the cycle breaker fee.
Oh,
And he
okay.
stopped reporting, but now he called me, he got back on, and he put up a bond, of $400.
Yeah.
He put up a bond of $400, Your Honor, and that's going to go back on the docket today. So he has now, once that bond is applied, completed what he needed to do. So, Your Honor, we're asking now if you could just indicate on the journal that the clerk's office from that first size to pay off his break fee. And that if they apply to the other cases too, so.
Well, if it's 400, that may just be the whole bond.
Well, he owes $265 on the cycle.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you take the rest of the, I guess, the two and put that choice to be to you.
And the reason I'm asking this, Your Honor, because he was a cycle breaker, I don't know how the court is going to handle that as to whether or not you'll do it the regular cycle breaker way. But that's, in any case, that fee would need to be paid.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, even though this took a while to do, I'm going to dismiss your case as a cycle breaker like we planned on doing. And we will do that application the way you stated out, Ms. Irene.
Thank you, Judge.
And then we have your court date to return on the other dates. You got that court date reminder?
No, all his is done.
Oh, those other downs are done? Oh, I got them all done? Okay, cool. So you're done.
All right, so question that, whatever's left over, can that go towards that? fee?
Yep, we'll do that. And then if you owe any other balance, we'll give you time to pay that. All right. Take care. Oh, let's see. Grab him, Vince. When you take care of your fines and costs and figure out all that other stuff, see Mr. Medley or Miss Ivory to get your package to get your case actually sealed. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ivory.
It's a good one. I was not asking right now. If I'm not mistaken, Your Honor, the other PD cases that I have, we can put on after it's go on the record.
Okay.
Those individuals are not here. I think that was it.
Miranda Powell, 21 CRB 00384, disorderly conduct and criminal damaging on April 17th. You are maintaining not guilty, which will move this to a pretrial on May 6th. Keep in mind that that is a first-degree misdemeanor, which means you could get up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. They're saying that you damaged a windshield wiper on a Hyundai on April 17th. You understand that? All right. So we're maintaining not guilty today, and I will see you back on May 6th. All right. You're welcome. That is 9:30. Kevin Coleman, 21 CRB 00352. Mr. Coleman, you have a charge of aggravated menacing. That is a first-degree misdemeanor, which means you could get up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail, because they're saying that you did cause Miss Tate to believe that you were going to cause her or do to her serious physical harm and her children. You pointed a firearm allegedly at the person or their home. So we're maintaining not guilty right now, correct? You don't live with this person, do you? All right. So you don't live with them. We're going to maintain not guilty. You posted a bond, or how'd you get out of jail? Or were you even arrested?
Oh, yes, I was arrested. I was released by the head detective.
Okay. All right. So your pretrial is going to be May 13th. And I'm going to put here that I don't want you to have any contact with her, right? So, and keep in mind, don't contact her, social media. Don't even have anyone else contact her, because honestly, you heard how I read it, right?
Yes, sir.
My first thought was, why isn't he in jail? You know what I mean? They said you pointed a gun. So the fact that you are not in jail and the detective let you go, they must trust you. All right. So let's keep that going. I'll see you May 13th. All right.
Yes, sir. And another thing, Your Honor.
Yes.
I don't even know the language.
All right, but that,
It ain't even like we associate or I have ties with them. I don't know 'em.
all right, so that should be, so no contact is easy.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Very easy.
All right,
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
you too. Deontay Parker, 21 TRD 00740. February 5th, driving under suspension in a red light. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Excellent. Mr. Parker, how old are you?
34.
34, okay. Mr. Parker, where do you work?
I work in a factory called Boxit.
Okay. How long you been working there?
I've been working there since, well, on the first it'd be 9 months.
Okay, good. So here's the deal. You were charged with driving without a valid license.
Yes, sir.
You've shown insurance, and the charge is being reduced to failing to display your license so that you don't get any points. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to that amended charge?
No contact.
All right. So, and what do you normally wear when you go to work? What kind of uniform do you wear?
I wear regular clothes.
You don't wear that, do you?
No. I wanted to make sure I look presentable.
All right. So what I'm gonna do?
I'm sorry about the tie.
No.
I tried to look on YouTube.
Hey, you did the best you could. All right. So check out. So that is normally a $250 fine, right?
Yes, sir.
And you did show insurance.
Yes, sir.
What's your insurance company? Is it
Progressive?
Progressive? All right. So based on your no contest plea and a fine of guilt, your fine is going to be $25. You know why? Because not many people dress up to come to court anymore, and I'm just proud that you even did that. So as opposed to a $250 fine plus cost, you only owe me $25 plus cost. All right. You take care, sir.
All right.
Be blessed.
God bless
Ramir Adams. Mr. Adams, 21 CRB 00396 is a charge of disorderly conduct. They were alleging that on or about the 13th day of April, you caused an inconvenience and annoyance by using offensive language, hindering movement of persons on private property, and engaging in violent behavior and taunting and challenging. The city prosecutor is amending this because the way I just read it, it's a first-degree misdemeanor, which means you could get up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. The city prosecutor has amended it to a minor misdemeanor, which carries 0 jail time and a maximum fine of $150. Madam Prosecutor, first of all, how do you plead to that charge?
No content.
All right, Madam Prosecutor, can you just support your reduced charge? Or at least tell me what you were thinking in regard to this. This is Mr. Adams.
Will Hemmings handles this, the law director, but I am familiar with the report. He's never doing anything that terrible, but he needs to find something else to do besides going to these gas stations. He keeps hanging around and just getting into arguments, and if it's not this station, it's a different station. Like I said, it's never generally getting to the point of fighting or anything crazy, but it's constant.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Adams, yeah, go ahead.
I got health problems. I got mental problems. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And every time it's like I'm getting arrested by these police. I've been standing in the city all my life. You know, I grew up I'm gonna die in this city. Every time they pulling up on me, is you drunk? What you on? Is you on drugs? Is you on
Well, let me ask you this: in this situation, who are you fighting with or arguing with?
East Cleveland police.
Is that correct? From what you have?
They always say.
From what I
Give me 1
understand, these things they're not just rolling up on him out of nowhere. People are complaining. People at the stores are complaining. The workers are complaining. They're not just driving up the street and seeing Mr. Adams and saying he's drunk. People are calling the police and complaining about him.
And that's another thing. I want to know where these people at. Where these people sign these complaints at. They always say this. It's like, can I say something, Judge, too? They did something a couple of weeks ago. Took me to jail. Let me out. Got a court date. Come to court. You ain't got no paperwork in here. No paperwork in lost.
Let me ask you this: where do you live at now?
I stay on Taylor Road.
Who you live with?
I stay by myself.
All right. Are you working currently? How are you taking care of your bills?
Disability.
Gotta say judge, as opposed to man. address me appropriately, right? You know that. You gotta say judge instead of man.
Sorry about that.
But
Sorry about that.
so which gas station do you get into it at the most? Be honest with
When I got into it with one dude, the Arabs in the one gas station. I admit that.
me. When's the last time you've been back there?
I don't go back in that gas station. I don't go back in the gas station. Like if I walk down the street, like if I go to another gas station, I go to the one gas station, that's it. But the other two gas stations I had gotten into them Arabs with, I don't go up in there no more. But every time East Cleveland see somebody, they yanking up on you trying to see if you're doing something. But I'm not doing nothing. I've been staying on Taylor. I've been in East Cleveland all my life, but I've been staying by myself on Taylor for a long time. These people been helping me out. Now I just got my disability and all this other stuff.
All right, so look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna accept your no contest plea with the find of guilt. What I'm gonna do on this one, Mr. Adams, I wrote in here that you're not going back to that gas station, and you finally got your disability, right? So I'm not trying to take none of your money, but next time you're gonna get a fine and you're gonna get costs and all that stuff. But this time I'm gonna let you go, all right? No fines, no costs. Don't let these folks get you in trouble. Don't let them bait you into it. If they don't want you on their property, just leave. They're gonna miss out because now you got your money situation straight. You're not gonna spend money with them. So that's how you get them back, not arguing with them and stuff like that. All right, be blessed, sir. You can leave. Take care. That's right. Gotta help out, huh? All right. I think I might have to crack open my. All right. Ravon Ray. Mr. Ray, this is 21 CRB 00389. April 11th, alleging obstruction of official business. That is a first-degree misdemeanor, which means, again, you can get that $1,000 fine, 6 months in jail. Thank you. Remove your hands from your pocket. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. The city is amending this to a minor misdemeanor. And they basically charge you with fleeing on April 18th. Madam Prosecutor, you are amending it to the minor misdemeanor, correct? All right. All right, Mr. Ray, how do you plead to that minor misdemeanor? Mr. Ray, did you post 2 bonds or 1 bond?
1 bond.
Oh, okay, I see what's going on. All right, I'll accept your plea with the finding of guilt. And you're 29?
27.
27. What made you run from the police?
Actually,
What happened there? Because the maximum fine is $150 fine. So talk to me. Give me a reason to reduce your fine. Tell me the truth, though.
okay, officer pulled behind me. He asked me if I had my ID. He asked me if I had a girlfriend. I told him no. He thought that I said yes. I told him he was going to talk to me. He told me to get out the car. And he was pushing me towards the car. He was telling me he was going to detain me. He was going to detain me to the car. So from there, I was asking him, trying to keep asking questions. The reason why I got detained for a speeding ticket. He said I was doing 42 on Haiti.
Okay. Did you get charged with that ticket?
Yes, I did get charged with it.
When do you come to court on that? Because I don't have that. I didn't read that.
This was saying about me like speeding on 42.
Yeah. Ray the Fourth gonna tell me something. He don't have it or something like that. Well, that's what I was telling you. Yeah. Okay, so you're coming back for that stuff.
Yeah.
Drives. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. All right, go ahead.
Other than that, I cooperated with the officer. He said that he was going to forcibly take me down if I didn't get in the car, so he could talk to me. But from my understanding, I thought he was going to talk to me by the car, not inside the car.
Okay.
So he tried to forcibly take me down. It didn't happen.
Hold on. Why didn't it happen? You didn't let it happen. You can be honest. You didn't let it happen, right?
I'll be honest. He was a little shorter than me.
Okay. So you bullied him all, man. That's cool. All right. Okay. All right. So it didn't happen. All right. I'm with you.
From there, I took his taser out and tased me.
Okay.
He said I ran, but I was still around my area, around my car.
Yeah, he's probably mad because you didn't let him take you down. But so let me give you some advice. First of all, I'm gonna accept what you're saying as opposed to a $150 fine. I'm gonna reduce it to $50 plus cost. Right? You're already coming back on the traffic stuff. I believe my bailiffs will remind me when you come back that you got this case resolved. That way, I give you a little bit of more cushion on the traffic stuff and don't fine you as if you didn't resolve some other cases. So I'll help you out when you come back. But next time you're dealing with these officers, whether they're big or small or tall, whatever, let them do what they want to do so you don't end up with charges. You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest message for all of us. Don't give police a reason to say, okay, you know what, I'm smaller than him, so guess what? Next time I run into him, I got to pull out a gun because I know I can't take him down. So you don't even want them to think like that. That's all I'm saying.
Unfortunately, I still have wound up getting arrested after getting tased or speed tickets.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I'm not sure, but I'm saying that there is absolutely no reason that if I care about you as a person, Judge Dawson cares about you as a person, that I would suggest that you resist them at all. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to give them a reason. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to give these guys a reason to do anything. If they do something improper, get you a lawyer, sue them, go buy you a new car. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you handle it. But to struggle with them, it's just not worth it nowadays. That's all, because I care about you. So we're resolved. I'm reducing it to $50 plus cost, and I'll see you back on your traffic stuff. The bailiffs are going to remind me so that I'll keep your fines low when we deal with
I
that.
also have one more question.
Go ahead.
I've been coming here for 3 days.
Mhm.
They gave my hat, my belongings, but they never gave my coat. They told me I had to come here later on tonight to talk to the supervisor.
So I don't see, they shouldn't have if you don't get your coat today, because obviously they're going to give it back. There's nothing in the file that gives them a reason to keep your coat. So I would say, matter of fact, you go down there right now and ask, tell me your case is over. You want to know if you can have your property.
No, I'm saying, they basically saying they can't find it and any of that. Officer.
Yeah, so yeah, if something like that happened, if you don't get your coat ever, file a complaint with the internal affairs.
Yeah, they may reimburse you
Yeah,
for it.
say, hey, I had a coat. I was arrested. I handled my case. I should have my property back, and they'll owe you that. And this prosecutor, you heard, she's nice enough that if you catch her in her office, she may tell you who to talk to. That's not what she's supposed to do, right? Because she works for the city, but she just mentioned how they may reimburse you. So, she's not in support of them taking advantage of you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so also when the court costs,
Mhm.
that takes off of my bond fee.
Court costs and your fines, your $50 plus cost, your bond will apply to it.
Okay.
So if you don't owe us all that, you'll get money back. If you owe us more, you'll pay us on a payment plan.
My bond was 204, so that should add up, right?
I'm not sure. They'll do the calculations at the clerk's office. They'll tell you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Take care. Honora Whitlow. Is it Honora? How's it pronounced? How's your first name pronounced? Andre? Man, I was all off. Lamar, is that your middle name? All right. Yeah, there's something is off on this file. Okay, I see what they did. Instead of a D, it's an O. So 21 CRB 00383 is obstruction of official business, where they were alleging that you did delay the officer's investigation of parties with firearms by fleeing the scene. And the city is amending it to a minor misdemeanor so that you don't have this first-degree misdemeanor on your record. How old are you, sir? 28. And how do you plead to the minor misdemeanor of fleeing? Excuse me. Minor misdemeanor of disorderly conduct, because it's not a fleeing. All right. I don't want to say on the record because the charge was reduced. So tell me what happened in your situation.
We know shooting the video. This is street.
Did y'all finish the video?
Yeah,
Or if they left, you went right back at it. All right. Really? So what happened the first time? Was that you? You wouldn't tell me if you were right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna trust what you're saying, and I'm gonna believe that. So, based on your no contest plea, finding the guilt to the minor misdemeanor, 050 cost. Just be careful going forward. All right. Take care, sir. Because you gotta let them shoot videos, right? I mean, you know. Well, I believe him. They shoot a lot of videos over there on those, like real videos, music videos.
Yeah.
Yep, I know exactly what it's.
Galisa, Miss Guyton. Ms. Guyton is charged with 21 CRB 00375. April 9th, they are alleging that you fired a firearm into the door across from your apartment. So that is a first-degree misdemeanor. The city is basically changing the charge to disorderly conduct. That's still a first-degree misdemeanor, which means you could get up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. You understand that? How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty is gonna end it right here, right?
No, it depends on what you think ended means. I mean, with any first-degree misdemeanor, you can have probation for up to 2 years. I can give you jail time for up to 6 months and a $1,000 fine. So guilty doesn't necessarily end it, but it gets you to sentencing. But if you feel you didn't do this, then you would maintain not guilty and make the city prove this. Okay. Madam Prosecutor?
Yes. Actually, the law director handled this case too, but I'm aware of what happened with her situation. Ms. Guyton came home and basically found that her apartment had been broken into and items had been removed, and she actually caught the guy in the act. So she fired a shot, but not at him, but basically to scare him. When the police heard her story, they were basically able to confirm that the shot that she fired did not appear to be in his direction. So based on that, that's why I believe the law director was willing to handle it in this manner, because she was basically just a defense of her home and property.
All right, so Ms. Guyton, I'll accept your plea. What I'm gonna do is it'll be a $150 fine plus costs. You weren't in jail, were you?
Yeah.
How much time did you spend in jail?
5.
So 180 days in jail, and I'm going to suspend 175 and give you credit for the 5 days you've been in jail. I'm going to put you on probation for 3 months. Well, let me see. I'm going to put you on probation till June, and I'm going to give you until June to do 5 of my finished first classes, either. Well, yeah, because they're before June, you do them online. You're able to get online, correct? All right. I'm gonna give you the information too. With these finished first classes, what you have to do is go to my website. I circled that. Go to the video, do the homework, and turn it into the 2 emails that you will have. One is on this page, and probation is gonna give you another one. Once you're done with that, you come back before me, and the case, we're done. Probation is over. But the reason I'm doing that, Ms. Guyton, is because I just want you to, I believe that you are an intelligent woman. You made a decision that you felt you had to make, but I want you to get some of the workshops I do so that you even take that level of thinking to the next level, because I just had a case in here this week or last week where somebody was defending their property the same way based on some robbery or theft, and the person ended up dead, the alleged person who stole from them, right? So say, for instance, if your bullet went through and killed somebody, you'd actually be facing murder charges. You know what I mean? It's like, so we always got to think. We get real emotional, but I want us to get more logical, and that's what my goal is with the rest of the time I'm on the bench, because I don't want to ever see you in that situation. And had I not been a judge for all these years and growing up in East Cleveland, I might have reacted the same way. When I was living on Orinoco, folks broke in my house, I was pissed. And no telling what I would have done, but I had already developed this thought, man, if I do X, Y, and Z, I won't be able to accomplish this. And that's all I want for you. So 5 of the classes, Miss Ivory, then she comes back and we're done. All right. I need a date, though, to report, because she is going to officially report to Miss Ivory, Bailiff Sanders. April 26th at 11 o'clock. All right? And I look forward to seeing you soon. He'll give you the reminder. Any felonies?
Traffic. It's okay. It's okay. Come back. Huh? You come back. I know what I'm saying. It's Smith.
Which one?
I'm gonna sign off on the expendable.
Let's see. What are we coming back for anyway?
We done.
Okay, we're done. Let me see. Yeah, let's do it active, but it should be very short because it's only a couple months.
Yeah.
I want to try and get her done with the program before we bring him back in court, so she don't have to physically come in. All right, so for everyone on this side, a few important things real quick. You have a right to an attorney. We're going to make sure everyone speaks with the attorney. You have the right to remain silent, which means when I call your name, you don't even have to say anything, but you do have to stand up. And you have a right to a trial because you're charged likely with a first-degree misdemeanor. You don't have to plead today. You can maintain not guilty today. I'll set a bond for you. You come back and make the city prove their allegations in a trial. If you are found guilty or if you plead guilty, you face a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. But you can also plead no contest, same possible penalties. If you feel that you'd rather plead not guilty by reason of insanity, I'd have to stop the proceedings to have you evaluated to see where you are in regard to your ability to go forward. So those are your rights. Those are the possible penalties. And we're going to make sure you get a chance to speak with the defense attorney. Ms. Conwell, do you need me to leave the courtroom to conduct your conferences, or are you okay? Okay.
I'm down to this one drive,
Okay.
because I've done all the rest of them.
Thank you. All right. Well, William Bridges. Mr. Bridges, we have old cases of driving under suspension. And honestly, what I'd rather do, Madam Prosecutor, today, if we could, I'd rather resolve some of these cases as opposed to continue them, especially because of the dates. Because Mr. Bridges hasn't had his license for quite a while. You've been driving without license for a while, huh? Well, matter of fact, as far as I know, you haven't driven since 2016, because that's the last case I got, right? So let's deal with that. We're going to dismiss the 12 cases, and let's just resolve the 2016 case. I'm not going to suspend your license. So to the charge that you were driving without a valid license on February 22nd, 2016, how do you plead to that? All right. The fine, I'm going to reduce your fine too. It's normally a $500 fine. It'll be $300 plus costs. I'm going to let you out of jail on a personal bond. Now, Mr. Bridges, it's a matter of you saying, you know what, Judge Dawson looked out for me. Whenever I get some money, I'm going to come and try and take care of that court. But you're not going to have any more open cases and no more warrants, all right? You can have a seat. Alfonso Jordan, driving under suspension in 2020 TRD 03700 and 19 TRD 00188. Now, it looks like we may have another one, but your attorney was trying to give you a continuance to get your license. Do you want to get your case resolved, or do you believe you can really get your license? Because, I mean, again, you've been driving under suspension for a couple of years.
I would like to get it resolved.
You want to get it resolved? Because it also looks like you're going to get the disorderly conduct resolved too, correct?
Yes.
How long you been in jail?
3 days.
All right. Disorderly conduct is 19 CRB 00600, where they were saying that you did. Oh, you wanted a new court date too, so you. I'm sorry? Mm-hmm. So we gave you a new court date. Did you miss? You sent in a letter for a court date, then you missed it?
Yeah, I've been all around. I was in rehab for a little while.
All right, how you doing now?
I'm okay. I'm doing a lot better.
All right.
Can I address you though, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
About what happened on the day of that disorderly conduct. At this time, I was living in on the street that I was living on the next street over from Superior. And at the Best Steak and Gyro, I had seen some guys, some younger guys that lived in my apartment complex jump on a guy
Okay.
that night while I was going there. And I was the only one that seen it. And it was about 3 of them. They kind of beat him up bad. And they was living in my complex. And I was with him, but I had really nothing to do with it. And I just knew that they was troublemakers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, they kind of spooked me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because they was having trouble. And I had got into a confrontation with them, you know, because of me seeing what had happened. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of riled up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they called the police. You know what I'm saying? And when they called the police, I was sitting in front of where I live at or whatever, and me and them have been going back and forth or whatever, and I just was riled up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They tried to resolve it and tell us to, you know, like break it up. But I was so pumped up. You know what I'm saying? And that was the reason. That was where it came from.
All right.
That's where that disorder.
And that was a couple years ago, right?
Yes.
And you're how old?
Be 54.
Okay.
56.
So first of all, at 54, you're too old to be getting riled up, but you look good enough to be getting riled up. I mean, you look healthy and strong. You know what I'm saying? But with that though, you don't want to end up in and out of jail. You know what I'm saying? You look. I mean, even though you said you've been through some stuff, you don't look as bad as what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? So that's a halfway point. It's like from this day forward, I'm gonna live a good life because I don't want to go back to what I was dealing with. You said you had deal with some rehab and being in and out of that, correct? How are you doing as far as your any addictions at this point?
I'm clean now.
Okay. Are you working currently?
No, I'm on SSI.
All right. And when this happened, like you said, was intoxicated and things like that.
I've been drinking.
All right. So what I'm gonna do first of all, in this case, I'm gonna release you from jail. We're dealing with your driving situation. When's the last time you've been driving?
Maybe about a year.
And you want to try and get your license?
Up until the time this happened.
All right. So what I'm gonna do for you, Mr. Jordan, on your no contest plea, and you say you're SSI, right?
Yes.
And you've been sitting in jail for how many days?
3.
So I'm gonna accept your plea on the disorderly conduct, and I'm gonna accept the fact that you stated that you were not in the right mental capacity at the time. You may have been overreacting. So basically, you've taken responsibility for something you did a couple of years ago, and that's important to me. So in that case, I was gonna charge you $100 plus cost, but you're not gonna owe me anything, right? I'm just gonna release you from jail on that. On the 19 TRD case, we're gonna dismiss that because we're gonna get the other one resolved. Was there a bond already revoked on this? Let's see, was it? Don't say it. Check that out. And then we have 20 TRD 0377 or 700. That's the one I want to resolve. How do you plead to driving without a valid license?
Guilty.
All right. It's still valid. So what I'm gonna do, Mr. Jordan, to even you out, I'm going to accept your plea. You have a bond, right? Your fine is normally more than your bond, but I'm gonna make it all balance out so that you don't owe me any more money. You're able to walk out of here. Once you get out of jail, you come back up here, you get your releases, you start your new life. Every day you get a chance at a new life, right? I mean, you don't have to be a birthday or a new year. Every single day is a new life, new beginning. So you start your new beginning, come up here, get your releases, and start figuring out what you need to do to get your license together. All right, you can have a seat. You're welcome. So it's still there? So I do 250 plus cost. Defendant has a bond. And what's that case number? All right. What's the case number?
There's a case over there.
All right. And so we're waiting for the last case to get resolved. Yeah, we can. We can do that.
No. What else do you have on there besides that?
Well, this is the more recent one, the quote to the animals.
Right.
Maybe we should wait. Let me see. Did we continue William Crawford's case? Yeah.
That's the 21 one. And, he's got.
Oh, yeah. So, Miss Ivory,
2015 case.
what I will say, on that one case that you said all the stuff is going down in the county, had this, well, these cases were before we were in charge. Because I was going to say, had he done any of our programs, it looks like he graduated from these charges to the felony charges that he has.
And that's why I put that part on the record, because when I looked at what those old charges were and I looked at what to do, I said, this is just a continuation.
Of that old behavior. He never,
Yep.
Nobody ever intervened or cut it off, and he just continued down that same track.
And so that's why I put on the thing that he has the cases with the county. So no one would think we just overlooked that. Because when I looked at the county, I said, well, God, just the same stuff.
Same stuff, same behavior.
And he had amnesia on me up here. At first, he didn't remember that he's still on probation, so I showed him his signature. Then he said, well, you know, I've been out of state. I said, wait a minute, you got 2 new fellows.
Right.
So they just shut him up right in his throat.
So let's do
So I
these.
look at that, and I'm like, oh no.
So I have, let's do 20 CRB 00411. That is Gabriel Brown.
Okay, Your Honor. Mr. Brown's cases were held in abeyance. He has complied with probation. He's been working with Murtis Taylor. He continues to work with Mr. Murtis Taylor. His counselor there, Mr. Fisher, and I stayed in constant contact. He's been doing a great job. He's paid his fines and costs in full, asking that probation be terminated.
So probation will be terminated on that case. And that's both of them, right?
Yes. His last case, you even just dismissed it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not a bad guy.
Miss Wright, 18 TRC 00263.
Yes, Your Honor, Ms. Wright successfully completed drug court. She served 10 days in jail on the OVI, and we're asking that her case be terminated. And I'm not asking dismissed because it's the OVI. She was here, Your Honor, but she wasn't feeling well, so I told her she could go on the leave.
All right, so probation will be terminated on that case. That's all I have. All right, cool.
Glover, the journal I gave you?
And
Yeah.
then we have one last case. Are we
And
ready
we
for the
have
general?
Roe, which Mo's gonna take care of Roe.
Yeah, Roe is continued based on the new date with Mr.
And
Williams.
he's gonna meet with, Mr. Williams is gonna meet with him on Zoom in our office on Tuesday from 3 to 5 to do it, to take care of him.
All right, we have Jones, 20 CRB 00623.
Yes, sir. That one she has completed. I spoke with Ms. Powell. We do have the 2 more cases for finished first sessions from her. So she did comply. She completed anger management. She finished first, and she has a 0 balance. She was a cycle breaker. We asked that be dismissed.
All right, it is
That was
done.
it. Thank you, sir.
All right, so we're on to our last case when the city and defense are ready.
Not a problem with dogs.
I only got one no show. That was Mr. Murdoch.
That was it?
The one that I talked to you about.
My life, my house got it paid. Everybody's clock up on my head.
I'll dismiss 15 calls.
The 2015 case?
Yeah. Because he's already given a dismissal on the other.
No,
Animal
I
case.
put my life here 4 months. Dudes came in my house. They bring the Christmas for my kids.
What's that got to do with cruelty to animals?
Somebody cruelty to animals. I was in the hospital fight for my life.
You're pleading to disorderly affront, and I'm dismissing.
Okay.
No shows.
States Office of Untitled
All right, Mr. Porter's, come on up. Howard Porter's 20 CRB 00155 from February 17th, 2020. That is cruelty to animals charge. 14 CRB 01154, cruelty to animals charge from August 11th, 2014. And then there's a 15 CRB 00116, unlawful restraint. The unlawful restraint is being dismissed at court cost only. Is that your understanding?
You know, Officer Williams, he had the program for the, he had his sons like got mental problems or something like that. Officer Williams, he used to work police with.
Okay.
We know about that case. And she's the one who she lied and said all the restraint her. And it was on video at McCall's hotel, and he told her, Officer Williams, he got the video about his son having some kind of disorder or something like that.
Sir, the case has been dismissed.
Okay. I was just letting you know what's
Okay.
going on.
Well, let me ask you about this. 20 CRB 00155 is cruelty to animals. And I'm assuming you've been in, you're sitting in jail because you didn't come to court and they found you on this driving on suspension, but you want to resolve that, that's going to be reduced to disorderly conduct, right?
Okay.
How do you plead to that?
Not guilty.
So not guilty means you want to go to trial on that. Is that correct?
The animal cruelty case?
Yeah.
Oh, we can go to court on that.
We reduced this, sir.
Yeah, it looks like the reason I asked you that is because your signature is here on the plea of no contest to the reduced charge of disorderly conduct. You don't want to resolve it as a disorderly conduct?
I resolve it as disorderly conduct. But you already got my signature.
Well, tell me what was going on in that
Okay,
case.
listen.
Cruelty to animals.
Two girls got to fight in my house. Two girls got to fight in my house, and I told them don't be fighting in my house. When they get to fighting, the dogs get to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? Because one try to protect the other person, the other girl try to protect the other person. They're two female dogs. They fight each other every time two girls get to fight. So I put the girls out. And still, I had injuries on my dog. I about to go get some antibiotics to keep the dog.
Yeah, because they said the dog had ear infection and
ear
looked
infection.
malnutrition also.
No, I ain't started dogs.
Okay.
I ain't started dogs.
All right, so I'm gonna accept your no contest plea. It'll be a $50 fine plus cost.
Okay.
You still have your dogs?
No, I don't.
All right, because I was gonna tell you that the county has been very aggressive with taking animals at this point. They've really, if they feel that there's any type of neglect, they'll take your animals. Now, you're also going to enter a plea of not guilty to the driving because you're trying to get your license, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to get my license.
So we went through this before because I gave you a personal bond, let you out of jail, and you never came back. What happened with that? Remember back in?
I got sick and was in the hospital.
All right, you doing a little better now?
Yeah, I got neurofibromatosis, Judge Dawson.
What does that mean?
Neurofibromatosis is it's a genetic disease that if I bump it, it'll make me have tumors. I got benign tumors. Sometimes they grow in different parts of my body.
Sometimes they don't. Okay.
And it might. Sometimes I get a fever.
What helps the tumors go down?
What happens when the tumors go down?
No, what
Get surgically removed.
Okay.
Or because it's twin. to go to the doctor to get them removed.
Okay, no medication takes them down.
No.
So right now, what's your current state? Are you gonna? How is that gonna be resolved right now with your
I
arm?
have to go to the doctor to get.
See what they want to do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna give you a date to come back of July 21st at 1 o'clock for your license. Don't forget to come back because I'm gonna give you a personal bond again. But you can't keep doing that to me, right?
Just, I understand what you said.
Okay.
You're a businessman. This is how you take care of your business, how you feed your kids. I got sick. I was in the hospital.
Okay. How long have you been sitting in our jail?
I've been sitting in jail about 3 days right about now.
All right, so I'm gonna put that down here. All right, so you'll be released today.
Thank you.
All right, you take care. You're welcome. All right, to all of you, once our bailiff takes you down, all of you, good luck, all right?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Was there a Mr. Potts or something?
They might reduce.
They have a case there.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they
Okay.
might be looking at reducing it based on our conversation.
Because he's a
Well,
violent,
no,
he's a
just
violent.
decided to. I think, you know.
I don't pay him enough.
He's a good dude.
But he does it because the guy's a good heart.
Just Dawson, always about the girls start somewhere in my house, and then dogs get to fight. One get to feed nothing, one get to feed nothing. And they get to fight. I take care of my dog.
You got to keep that trouble down. You're right.
They want to bring me trouble. You see, you got an all-over restraint case, and the girl is on video coming back to my hotel room. How that work? If I got to tell, that's what Water Detective Sergeant Williams told him. Said, if he try to unlawful restrain you, then why is you back at his door?
But you know what? You know what that means? That means you got to choose the right young ladies so that they're not calling the police on you if it's false. We got to choose better.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess what? You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
The women don't choose. The men don't choose. The women choose the man. So what's the problem? The man don't choose the women. The women choose the man.
All right, well, there we go.
Before, I know you have.
There we go.
Man.
So we go down and we released.
I see. Yep. All y'all get out.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. You
Have a
take care.
blessed day. Could you,
Hold your horse.